let's go see the farm. We've come this far, you might as well see the farm. Every studio should have a barn outside just to keep you honest and in touch with the nature. Hi, Lizzie. Hey, Buckwheat. What's going on, huh? This is Napoleon and Leadbelly. They're taking a nap right now. They're kind of afraid of people, so they won't come out. It smells good over here, too. Okay. By now you're probably wondering, where do we keep all these guitars? These hundreds of crazy instruments that we've accumulated. And here's where we keep a lot of them. This is the hallway to my studio. You can see there's guitars on both sides of the wall. I like to have them where I can get to them. So they're on hooks, I can pick them up if I need them and go right to work. This happens to be one that we haven't talked about. This is a Dan Armstrong clear guitar. It was made back in the 70s. The first guy I ever saw play one of these was Keith Richards. And when I saw that, I knew I had to have one. It's an interesting guitar. It has a pickup that slides in and out, and you buy different pickups. There's one called a RT for rock treble, and you unscrew it and it slides right out, and then you slide the other one in. There's another one called CB for country bass. Of course, we have the rock treble in ours. Okay, this is the hallway to Doom here. I used to keep my guitars at the warehouse with all our other gear, but then if I needed something, I had to call up the roadie and he had to go find it and bring it over. So I had this hallway built with shelves, and then originally I had the guitars in here in their cases, so this was just a row of guitar cases. But then I got frustrated with that because my studio is right here where I work, and I'd come in to get a guitar and I'd have all these cases, and some of them are labeled, some of them have to pull the case out and then pull the guitar out. And by then I've lost my idea, you know. So I said, let's get rid of all the cases, take the cases back to the warehouse, and now I have them tidy and accessible, and I can see what they are. So if I want to grab a Gibson or a Fender or a specific guitar, I can walk out of the studio and I can see what I want, grab it, and go right to work. And this is where we work, in here. And oh, here's a picture I'd like to show you. This is one of my favorite belongings. This is the last tour we did. We ended in Phoenix, and Chuck Berry opened the show for us. Chuck Berry, if I had to pick one person above George Harrison, Jerry Garcia, Eric Clapton, Keith Richards, all of my great heroes, Chuck Berry is the guy who probably inspired me more than anything with his songwriting, his guitar playing, his whole vibe. He is Mr. Rock and Roll, and he is the soul of the whole beast. I sheepishly asked after the show if I could come in and have a picture with him. I know that he sometimes is grumpy and doesn't like to interact, but he was really nice to us this evening, and his hand is twice as big as mine. He wrapped it around me and gave me that moment. So I'm very proud of this picture. All right, this is not a guitar, this is a piano, but there's a story behind this piano. I bought this piano early on, just by chance. This is a great sounding piano. And when Jeff Lynne came over to our house to do the Full Moon Fever album, this was the piano at the house, and he fell in love with it. Later on, we went to another studio to do the next album, and he had to have this piano at the studio, so we wheeled my piano over to the other studio. And then it turns out Jeff was doing a song with Little Richard, a remake of Good Golly Miss Molly for some movie or something. So Little Richard came into the studio and played this piano. And, you know, it's Little Richard. He was incredible. He was just like, you know, he was just like going to town. He said, don't listen to the left hand. I'm not good on the left hand. I'm all up here on the top. And he did all that great Little Richard stuff. And so I told my roadie, I said, I have to leave now, but if you could, get Little Richard to sign my piano for me, if he would do it. So I left, and the roadie called me in a little while. He said, I got good news and bad news. The good news is he signed your piano. The bad news is he ruined it. And I guess they gave him a glue gun or something to sign it with. So he started to write here. He wrote an L, and then he changed to a marker, and it looks like it says, Lo, Maki, God Carls. I think what he was trying to say, Little Richard, Mike, God cares. Okay? And so I came in the next day and I said, well, it's funky, but it's Little Richard. I like it, you know, whatever, it's on there, it's all part of it. The next day he came back in and I wasn't there, and he got a proper pen and actually wrote his name, Little Richard. So this piano has got some soul. Okay, Vox makes guitars, amps, and girls. This was a store display, obviously from the 60s, that I found on eBay. And she pretty well is the ultimate Vox girl, I think. She is a guitar player's dream. This is my studio. She inspires the work here. Typical guitar player world. This is where I write songs. This is my inner sanctum. This is my church. This is where I am in touch with the higher power that I know of. And this is where I live. This is my favorite place in the house, except for my bedroom. And this is where I spend most of my time when I'm home and here working. That's what I do. I'm a guitar player and I record.